I have this beautiful desk refinished. So excited. If you haven't seen that video, feel free. I'd like to create some curtains to hang along the front of the desk so that we can stash a bunch of stuff that we don't want to look at. And I find that as organized as we try to be, it never really looks great under this big expanse of open table. So yeah, I'm gonna make curtains. I love the current trend of cafe curtain rods. I am a sucker for brass, only real brass though. I really dislike the kind of fake gold situation that's dominant on the market right now. So to save a dime, and because I like picking out all the components myself, I am sourcing the brass rod from this one is from the local hardware store, and they apparently don't sell much of it because it already has this incredibly nice patina. But I also have a great resource for made to measure or just standard length brass rods of every size, and I'll link it below. I also found on Etsy these very sweet brackets. I think they're some kind of nautical bracket. I have these, I have my rod. I also found these little end caps, which are very satisfying. I just didn't like the idea of an open end, even though it's unlikely it will be seen. It's just one of those details that makes me feel really great about life. Like the woman who is helping me find these at the hardware store, I think was getting a kick out of my extraordinary enthusiasm for this tiny 10-cent object. The project is I'm gonna install them here. Initially I thought to install them to the base of the wood behind this steel table base, but then all the lovely brass would be hidden. So I'm actually gonna screw them into the steel, which I'll show you how to do. And then they'll hang here. So we'll get this wood, dark steel, patinaed brass layering plus fabric. And I'm just so thrilled by how it's looking so far. This is just taped on. I'll show you how to do it when we get there. I found a really amazing source for vintage dead stock, and it's a mill end store. So it's sort of like end of rolls, end of bolts, and I don't know, end of season unwanted, unused designer fabrics that have been produced. I have pulled 2 fabrics for this table. Actually, I bought 1 fabric for this table and another fabric for a different project. And when I got them into this room, I realized the fabric that I purchased for the project, which is this really nice weighty linen that has a great drape, and it wasn't quite the look I was going for. I'm looking for something moody and refined, and I thought a wide stripe would be really nice when it gathered, but it feels a little country chic. It wasn't quite what I was going for, even though I do love the fabric. This one, which I didn't purchase the appropriate quantity of for this project, I love. I got it in here and immediately I realized my error. And I realized that because I'm lowering the bar to this height rather than up behind, attaching to the wood, that extra 2 inches makes this project like just viable to get 2 heights out of the width of the bolt. So it's 58 inches and I need 29 inches. I mean, I could use more, but I'm gonna try and make it work with 29 inches on this with little baby seams, shorter seams than I would ordinarily do. So we're gonna try and force this, and that's what we're doing. So I'll show you all the pieces and parts and components, and then I'll just walk you through the process. Just taking the end kind of clamp piece off of here so I can screw all these guys on. Use something sharp and then find your perfect center point of your hole and then tap it in. This is a guide for the drill bit so it doesn't slide all over the steel surface. And then this should kind of find its way. Yeah, just find your little spot, and then I'm getting my head out of the way because I don't need the steel falling right on me, although it does fly. It's ideal to use a drill bit that is cobalt or titanium when drilling through steel. I don't have one on hand, so I'm just using a standard masonry bit, which seems to be working. I'm just taking it really slow. The goal is to avoid overheating. I have here this leaded cord, so you can sew it in the bottom hem of curtains to help them drape a little bit better. Oh my gosh, it's done. I'm so happy and also surprised that the length of it worked out so perfectly. If the pockets up here were larger, which they would be if I had had the fabric, these would slide more easily. I predict that we're gonna use them like this rather than sliding them. But if you use, I mean, this fabric is really thick. It's basically upholstery fabric. So if you used a linen or a cotton, you would be able to slide the curtains down more easily. And they would also hang a little differently. You could do a kind of a typical seam, you know, kind of pocket that the weighted lead rope, whatever that stuff is called, so it would just kind of sit in. But I love the length. I mean, it's sort of, I don't know, sometimes it's just dumb luck how this stuff works out. Any questions, feel free to post them. As I said, I'll have all the links. And please subscribe to my channel, as we're supposed to say, or don't, you know, or do, up to you. But I would love it. Keeping on, a couple more things, and then I'm gonna wrap it up in this office. See you next time.